January came and I was struggling mentally. Like at uni, I wasn't really into it. My mental health weren't great.
Great, yeah.
And I rang my mum and I said, Mum, I don't know if uni's working out for me. Like, I'm doing these things, like I'm filming the odd wedding for a friend for like £100 a day. I'm doing all this stuff to like get experience, but I'm not like getting anywhere. And it's like, I've been doing this now for 2 years. Like, I said, do you know anyone? Do you know anyone anywhere that's got a contact? She like rung some friends and her hairdresser's friend knew someone. And it was a BBC cameraman called Vic.
Yeah.
And this is like my mum.
What are the bloody chances of that?
Yeah, and like this is where it gets a bit like spiritual. So my mum was reading a book called The Secret.
Okay,
which is
I
like
know that
Thoughts
book.
Become
Yeah,
Things.
yeah.
And she gave me the book around that time, like January, February 2014, it would have been. And I basically took that book, went, I ain't reading the fucking book, where's the movie? I watched the movie, and it was this thing of like thoughts become things, become things.
Manifestation.
And Bob Proctor, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I got that. And I just say to myself every morning, I want to be a cameraman. I want to work in TV. I want to earn good money. Literally every day, like a psycho in the mirror, right?
Mad.
Called up this Vic geezer, just poured my heart out. Mate, this is my story. Like, lost my dad, like, struggling a bit. Like, I love media. This is what I want to do. He said, why don't you come out and shadow me at on a shoot I'm doing with Matthew Wright?
Yeah.
And I went, turned up and was basically holding an umbrella for this TV presenter Matthew Wright in the pissing rain, but loved it.
Yeah.
There was a big camera, PMW 500, like presenter, director with a monitor. Yeah. And I was like, this is good.
Yeah.
So I did that.
And that's your first
proper looking at like,
that's mental.
At like what a proper cameraman looks like. And then this was the crazy thing. I did that and I was like, right, Vic, I want to come out again. We're going to come out. And he was like, I've got another one in a few weeks' time. So I left that and I was buzzing. That gave me like, I went from depressed and anxious to, oh my God, I've got something here. Turned up again, it might have been like March, and was on the South Bank again with Matthew Wright. And this time I started, this is probably where the first sort of getting in with like the people I work with today, celebrity, where it was first come from. I just started being myself around Matthew and was just like, mate, he was like, how are you? And I was like, oh, this is going on, that's going on. Matthew Wright was at the time had his own TV show called The Right Stuff on Channel 4.
Okay.
We were just filming for the BBC Inside Out. And he just went, I hear your story. I know students are struggling. They're paying £9,000. They're not getting much experience. Why don't you come down to the show? Yes, please,
jumped
Matthew.
out your skin.
Yeah, I was like, buzzing. He gave me his number. I was like, I got Matthew Wright's number. Like, this is mad. Like, I've got a celebrity. I was watching I'm a Celebrity, calling him an idiot last year. Now I love him. And like, he was amazing. He was a beautiful man, and he invited me down to the studio, and I turned up, and it was in Bayswater. And I remember the first day I was shadowing the floor manager, and I walked in, I saw the gallery, I saw the cameras, I saw this, and I was like, I've arrived. Like, this is me. And did that. Was annoying everyone after. I was the most enthusiastic, hyper kid. Oh, can I look at this and look at that? But they obviously liked me.
That's key though. That's key.
I basically, long story short, managed to get a job there as a runner for 6 months. So I quit uni. I said, sod that, I'm not paying another this. And I just went, right, I'll do 6 months as a runner while still shooting my Dropout UK things, little bits on the side, just hustling, and did that. And from that day forwards, I've never like had another job other than work for myself since. Built that.
And in terms of your experience with like Vic and Matthew, what are key things that you learned? What were the key takeaways that you took from those experiences at that young age?
Guys, it was just like, it was all just about getting to the next stage. So like, just being enthusiastic, being polite, not getting in the way and being a nose, because there's a real difference between being like a nice guy that people can like, is quite endearing and they like, but also being like, he's just a dick. He's a bit too much. You know what I mean? So just from that, and networking, like, this is the number one thing to creators. Networking is so key. So I literally went, met Vic, cameraman. Right, now I've met Matthew Wright. Right, great. Now I'm in 6 months at the show. What else can I do? So I was doing speaking to Tim Lovejoy, trying to get on Sunday Brunch, working on that. They were doing Got to Dance at the time. I was doing that. I was doing everything I could to like network. And when I knew my 6 months was coming to an end, I was like the office runner. So I'd go around and give all the snack bowls into the office in the afternoon. And I remember like there was a guy that I knew had an ins at Sky, and Sky was like my calling. That's where I wanted to like get in. And I was like, does anyone like know anyone that works at Sky? And there's a guy called James Townley, great guy. And I started like making sure I gave him his bowl first. Here's your coffee. Can I get you?
You went straight to the top of the list.
Can I get you any coffee? So like just being helpful.
Yeah.
I said, look, mate, do you know anyone at Sky that could like help me get in? And he gave me an introduction to someone at Sky.
Yeah.
So when I left Princess Productions, I'd already lined up a job at Sky.
Mad.
And basically sort of managed to get in there as a runner on like I think it was like a Sky Art show, but I was in. So,
mate, it's crazy because a lot of what you're talking about has nothing to do with camera, nothing to do with technical skills, and that is so important because it's just people skills is what you're talking about.
That's it.
People skills and your mindset of no one's stopping me. I'm gonna ask the right questions. Obviously, you had a strategic way about asking the right questions and not being annoying with it. But at the time, I wasn't nothing held you back. You was like, I'm gonna ask,
mate. Just what I wanted to do. So I did that, and then like got in with Sky, and then around that time, basically was being a runner at Sky. Still shooting my own things. And I was managed to get in at Pinewood as a runner. So I was basically like by the end of 2014, I'd gone from start of the year depressed. What am I doing with my life? Uni's crap. To hang on a minute. I've now had 6 months experience at a TV company. I'm now working at Sky. Like I'm banging on the door of Soccer AM saying when can I come and camera assist on that show? And I was doing my own filming. And that was also the time that I was started to punt myself out as a wedding videographer.
I was going to ask because you mentioned you were still doing your own thing. So outside of all of these gigs that you're doing
in TV,
what was you doing as a freelancer, like personally?
So my very good friend Gary basically was further down the line, and he worked for an agency.
Okay.
Was like their videographer. So he'd chuck me like the odd bit of work here and there, like 120, 150 a day, just to like go and help him. So
and what kind of hours was you doing on that rate?
It depends really. So like I was doing like the odd like corporate shoot that he'd get me on, and he was really helpful because I'd nick like 150 quid. Like I was hustling. Like the first I just need to. And if I can make 14 grand a year and like not have to leave home and not have to go and get a proper job, I can do that. And just like doing that. So that first year I was like earning 120 as a runner and like maybe doing a 14-hour day on Got to Dance.